Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An inquiry into unfamiliar or questionable activities. There was a congressional probe into the scandal. Examine physically with or as if with a probe. Probe an anthill. Question or examine thoroughly and closely. A flexible, slender surgical instrument with a blunt end that is used to explore wounds or body cavities. An exploratory action or expedition. An investigation conducted using a flexible surgical instrument to explore an injury or a body cavity. The work of inquiring into something thoroughly and systematically. An inquiry into unfamiliar or questionable activities. Examine physically with or as if with a probe. Examine physically with or as if with a probe. Enter briefly. Put to the test, as for its quality, or give experimental use to. Observe, check out, and look over carefully or inspect. The customs agent examined the baggage. Consider in detail and subject to an analysis in order to discover essential features or meaning. Question or examine thoroughly and closely. Question closely. A systematic investigation of a matter of public interest. A search for knowledge. An instance of questioning. Inquire into. The students had to research the history of the Second World War for their history project. A search for knowledge. Their pottery deserves more research than it has received. Attempt to find out in a systematically and scientific manner. The student researched the history of that word. Systematic investigation to establish facts. A systematic investigation of a matter of public interest. A search for knowledge. An instance of questioning. Having a hole cut through. A perforated eardrum. Pass into or through, often by overcoming resistance. Make a hole into or between, as for ease of separation. Perforate the sheets of paper. Enter a group or organization in order to spy on the members. Become clear or enter one's consciousness or emotions. She was penetrated with sorrow. Spread or diffuse through. Music penetrated the entire building. Pass into or through, often by overcoming resistance. The bullet penetrated her chest. Come to understand. Insert the penis into the vagina or anus of. Did the molester penetrate the child? Make one's way deeper into or through. The hikers did not manage to penetrate the dense forest. Examine so as to determine accuracy, quality, or condition. Investigate scientifically. Investigate scientifically. Let's investigate the syntax of Chinese. Conduct an inquiry or investigation of. The district attorney's office investigated reports of possible irregularities. A medical instrument used in surgery. To travel for the purpose of discovery. A careful systematic search. A systematic consideration. He called for a careful exploration of the consequences. An investigation undertaken in the hope, but not the stated purpose, of discovering information. Misfortune resulting in lost effort or money. His career was in the gutter. A channel along the eaves or on the roof collects and carries away rainwater. A tool for gutting fish. A worker who guts things, fish or buildings or cars, etc. Burn unsteadily, feebly, or low, flicker. The cooling lava continued to gutter toward lower ground. Flow in small streams. Tears guttered down her face. Provide with gutters. Gutter the buildings. Wear or cut gutters into. The heavy rain guttered the soil. Melt, fat or lard, in order to separate out impurities. Try the yak butter. Test the limits of. You are trying my patience. Make an effort or attempt. Take a sample of. Put to the test, as for its quality, or give experimental use to. Put on a garment in order to see whether it fits and looks nice. Put on trial or hear a case and sit as the judge at the trial of. Earnest and conscientious activity intended to do or accomplish something. She gave it a good try. Examine or hear evidence or a case by judicial process. Give pain or trouble to. Have a wish or desire to know something. Conduct an inquiry or investigation of. Address a question to and expect an answer from. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. Listen and pay attention. We must hear the expert before we make a decision. Examine or hear evidence or a case by judicial process. The jury had heard all the evidence. Perceive sound via the auditory sense. Receive a communication from someone. We heard nothing from our son for 5 years. Conduct an inquiry or investigation of. Inquire into the disappearance of the rich old lady. Have a wish or desire to know something. Address a question to and expect an answer from. I inquired about their special today. Question after cross-examination by opposing counsel. Re-examine one's witness.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.